Hello again. We're at the second chapter dealing with oscillators, and it is time to take a look at the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. Now, Ichimoku Kinko Hyo is an oscillator, and you can find it under the insert, indicators, oscillators, and take the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo in here. Now, Ichimoku Kinko Hyo is very famous. It is also known as the Ichimoku cloud or the cloud, or and it is coming from the Japanese technical community, so to say. It is world famous and introduced the world into the technical analysis in let's say way after the technical analysis current starting to develop in the Western world. So let's click Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. These are the default settings for the oscillators: 9, 26, and 52. These are the default colors. You don't have to do anything. Just click OK. And there are 5 elements into this oscillator. And what you're seeing in here, this is being called the cloud or the kumo, but this is being called the cloud in here, see? And the upper part of the cloud, basically the top of the cloud and the base of the cloud, are being called, if you just take your cursor here, are being called Senko. So this is the Senko span, and Senko A and Senko span B. That means the top of the cloud and the low of the cloud. And you're looking on the left side under the data window in here. So under the data window in here, actually take a look. Let's make it a little bit bigger so that we can actually read what is in there. So in here you see, if you choose this candle, for example, this is a 1 hour chart. So if you choose this candle, the Senko span A, meaning the top of the cloud, it is 129.78, and the Senko span B, the base of the cloud, is 120.92. And also you have in here a blue line. This blue line is being called the Kinjun. You see, Kinjun Sen, and it gives you the value. And the red line is being called Tenkan. And of course you have a green line in here, and that is being called the Senko. So actually you're having why I'm saying that you're having 5 elements. Actually there are 4, like the cloud, the Kinjun, the Tenkan, and then the Chinko. 4 elements, but the 4th one, the cloud, has 2 different values: top of the cloud and base of the cloud. And one of the major interpretation of this oscillator is that it takes into consideration, if you go on current prices, see, this is the actual candle. This is a 1 hour chart, and this is the actual candle, the price closed in. And using the default settings for this oscillator, 926, what this oscillator does, it projects based on past price action. Okay, so based on past price action, it projects a future price, a possibility of price action in terms of support and resistances. So it projects this cloud. Okay. If you take a crosshair from this moment like this and try to click it in order to see how many candles the cloud is projecting to the future, and you see there are 26 periods, because on the settings we have the 26 period, and this is the standard default. These are the standard default settings, and this is how the oscillator should be used. So, looking at the past and trying to project the cloud into the future, and that is, you have actually resistances or supports for this cloud, as the top of the cloud and the base of the cloud. Also an important element is this green line in here that you are seeing. The green line, it is projected 26 periods into the past. Okay, so 26 periods into the past and 26 periods into the future. So Chinko shows you the past and the cloud shows you the future. A translation of this Ichimoku Kinko Hyo out of the Japanese terms meaning something like equilibrium at a glance, or a stance of equilibrium. Now, why is this? Because the price, the current price in here, actually it is as in a stance of equilibrium between 26 periods ago and 26 periods projected into the future. Also important, the color of the cloud. In here, this is when the cloud it is brown like this. This is a bullish cloud, and after it makes the turn, see in here it makes the turn. The turns meaning that the Senko span A, that would be the top of the cloud, so the Senko span A will actually make a cross in here, so it will become lower than the Senko span B. How it is viewed, this oscillator, it is viewed in terms of finding main resistances and supports, both for the current prices and for the future prices. And this is a 1 hour chart, but the higher the time frame, the higher the resistance and supports area. For example, if you go on the weekly chart and you try to put the same oscillator, let's put indicator oscillators, and choose the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, and just click OK. Then you are seeing that the price is finding supports and resistances at these levels. For example, looking here, if you select the current candle, meaning the candle that just closed last week, so we have the close is 131.02 for the euro dollar, and you see it has been rejected from the top of the cloud. So the top of the cloud in here has been 131.44, okay, and the high for the weekly candle was 131.38. So only 6 pips difference. That means that the resistance in that area, based on the top of the cloud, was quite strong. Also the Kinjun, if you look in here, the Kinjun comes at, if you look on the left side at the data window, Kinjun comes at 131.86, and the Tenkan line comes into 131.32. So 131.32 being the Tenkan line, the red line, and the maximum high for the last week was 131.38, as you can see in there. So major support based on this oscillator. What to look for, what some traders also look for example, prices traveling to the upside. Okay, so this is a bullish stance. Prices traveling to the upside. First thing to look, if you are bullish, for example, on the pair, and the pair just doesn't turn to the upside, first thing to look is to look for the cross between the Kinjun and Tenkan. That means the cross between the red and the blue lines in here. So after the Kinjun, unless the Tenkan, crosses the Kinjun to the upside in a positive cross, it is impossible for the price to start to come up. And of course, the same on the downside, unless the Tenkan, the red line, crosses the Kinjun line, the blue line, it is impossible for the price to come to the downside. And keep in mind always that this is a stance of equilibrium, current price, 26 periods back in the history, and 26 periods back in the future. So it is something like the oscillator trying to get clues from what was happening in the past in order to project future price movements. That was the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, and the next recording will deal with relative strength index. Hope you enjoy it, and see you at the next recording.